everybody. Are you ready for story time? So, did you bring your favorite stuffy to hear a story with? Wait a minute. Where's my stuffy? Where's Smiley? I didn't see him sitting in the window like he's supposed to be. Now come with me. Let's look for Smiley. Where is that bear? Where is Smiley? There you are. Oh, Smiley, you've opened a store. Smiley really likes to play store. Let's see, what kind of store is this? Are you selling caps? Caps, $5 each. Wow. Well, I really like your turkey cap, Smiley. You got some good caps here. Santa cap, a leprechaun cap, bears, A's, clown wig, Raiders cap. Hey, there's a Pokemon cap, and there's another cow cap. Well, I guess I can buy a cap from you, Smiley. Okay, here's $5. I want to buy the leprechaun cap, okay? Okay, and my change. Thank you, Smiley. I guess I'll buy this one. There. How does that look? Okay, come on, Smiley. You can come back to your store later. Let's go read a story. Okay. Here we go. Ah, now I know why you were selling caps. Smiley's trying to tell me that he wanted to read this book. Caps for Sale. Good job, Smiley. You're right. This is a good story. It's a tale of a peddler, that means a salesman, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Caps for Sale by Esper Slabakina. Once there was a peddler who sold caps. But he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own check cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very tippy top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" Hey, Smiley, that's a lot less than the $5 you were charging. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. No one even wanted a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree, and he leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there. So he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. before he stood up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. Uh-oh. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, Now, he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." Yeah! But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, At last, he became so angry that he pulled up his own cap and he threw it on the ground and he began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own check cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and then the red caps on the very tippy top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town, calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." What did you think of that story, Smiley? He liked it. Well, guess what, Smiley? I have one more story about a store. I like this story a lot, too. He sells a lot more than caps in this store. This is called George's Store. He doesn't have a teddy bear, but he does have a parrot. And this is just a little bit of all the things that George sells in his store. George's Store by Frank Ash. When George was a little boy, he lived with his mother and father in the back of their grocery store. Sometimes George helped in the store. He swept the floor, he dusted the shelves, and even waited on customers. So when George grew up, he started a store of his own. And it says, George's Store, grand opening. We sell a little bit of everything. Every day when the floor had been swept and the shelves had been dusted, George and his pet parrot, Pete, sat down to wait for customers. Whenever a customer came in, George and Pete played a game. They tried to guess what each person wanted to buy. Now, sometimes they guessed right. Now he's a farmer and he wants seeds. Weeds? Seeds, please. Now, she's a carpenter and she wants pails. Nails? Nails, please. Now, he's a lumberjack and he wants an axe. Tax? An axe, please. And sometimes they guessed wrong. He's a cook and he wants ham. Jam? Cheese, please. Now she's a cowgirl and she wants rope. Soap? May I have something for his fleas, please? Then one day, a lady in a red dress walked into George's store. George and Pete tried to guess what she wanted. A goldfish? A silver dish? No. Flutes? Boots? Parachutes? Paper clips? Potato chips? No. A mop? A top? Some soda pop? Cats? Hats? Bats? A bicycle? A tricycle? Night lights? Box kites? A box of socks? 6 kinds of rocks? A wishing well? A dinner bell? A toy plane? A wind-up train? A weather vane? Plants? Ants? Pants? A drum? A plum? Some chewing gum? No, 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 no. Finally, George said, I give up. Yes, I do. And the lady answered, George, I want you. Oh. And so they were married. I think their parents were too. And they raised a family. George Jr. And they all lived together in the back of George's store. Wasn't that fun, Smiley? I can see why you like to play store so much. Do you want to go back to your store and sell some more caps? Okay. See you all next time. Maybe you want to have a toy store too. You could set up all kinds of things and sell them to people in your family. Have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye.